This Tacos broadcast is brought to you by Promo Journal, a division of Promo Corner. Promo Journal provides fresh, daily content from industry thought leaders, blogs, videos, product features, and live content all in one convenient location. Weekly advertising opportunities are available. Contact sales at promocorner.com to get your message seen.
All right, everybody. Happy Tuesday. Happy Taco Tuesday. I hope you guys are having a fantastic beginning of your week out there. I know I am. I've got a bunch of spice here in the system. I've got a little thing that I think I'm going to try at the end. I'm going to come back at the end. We're going to talk about the hot and spicy thing that I found during this broadcast. So I hope that you're going to stay tuned for this whole Tacos Now here at Promo Corner. You're probably watching it on Promo Corner's Facebook page, Promo Show's Facebook page, or any of the social media platforms out there, or maybe you're watching a rebroadcast over at Promo Journal or even freepromotips.com. There's a bunch of different places that you can find this amazing broadcast. So welcome to Tacos Now. Jay and Jeff, boys, how are we doing?
Woo! Fired up. Man, you're going to be hot and spicy in no time, Brandon. I'm excited.
This is going to be great. And you know, I love that intro, you know, whatever they're doing, you know, throwing that lime on the tacos. I mean, we have our tacos up thing, but, you know, that's like okay, we're ready. Are we done yet? Are we ready for tacos?
And Jeff, I don't know if
we have an amazing guest. It's going to be a great show.
And it said in the opener that we're like thought leaders. So, wow. I mean, thanks, Brandon.
That's right. That's right. We are thought leaders.
Not about us. It's not about us. It's never about us.
Well, so speaking about leaders, we've got an amazing leader here with us today. But before we get into the intro there, let's go ahead and get a tacos up for the gram. Let's see what we all have. You know me. I got the standard guy right here. Oh, look at Jay, Jeff, and our guest.
Rhonda. Yeah, I made that. I got a little taco dip going on with some spicy jalapenos.
I want to come over to Rhonda's house. That was
spice, baby.
Yeah. I just need a margarita now.
Well, there it is. Absolutely. So, Jay, Jeff, why don't we introduce our guest?
Yes, we will. I will. Rhonda Cartier-Blackwell, who is a key accounts manager at Gun Media, Gunn, 2 N's for emphasis. And I know that sometimes we say key accounts manager, but I just want to let you know, pretty much comes across as the director of all epic badassery at Gun Media. That's the vibe I'm getting, Rhonda. Is that okay?
Sure. I mean, I'll take it.
All right. Well, we're happy. We're fired up that you're here. Thank you for joining us. That's our guest, Brandon. It's Rhonda from Canada.
Fired up to be here.
Come on. She's from Canada. It's a big deal.
I am.
Oh, Canada. All right. Tacos in Canada.
And just to add, you know, Rhonda is somebody I met online at SKUCon. All the Canadians are up there. Of course, obviously, our friends at Comic SKU, you know, it's like, oh, it's another Canadian. Okay. So we have a lot of Canadians on our show because the SKUCon community people deliver it, as you will see when we start talking with Rhonda.
That's so cool that you guys connected through that. I did not know. Now I'm informed. Brandon, what else do we do?
Well, so if you guys are watching this right now, we will be, even though this is pre-recorded, we will be in the live section. So if you have any questions, if you have any comments or want to say, wow, great job, or you know, Jay, great hat, go ahead and put it in the comments right there over on the side. And one of us 3 or one of us 4 will actually reply back there. So I am going to jump off now. I'm going to get the share screen going for Jay here, and we'll come back at the end for the hot and spicy take. So I will see you guys here at the end.
Delish.
We get to take the show over. Come on. Let's go. Brandon's gone. Let the
he's never gone. He's never
totally gone. Out of sight, out of mind. No, we love you, Brandon. Just kidding.
He's just off screen right now. But well, Rhonda, seriously, thank you. So exciting to have you here as a representative of Gun Media. And I was fired up when Jeff told me, because I'm like, yes, I went to your website immediately, and I started, you know, I kind of start crowling. I don't even know what do I say. I'm losing my mind here. I start prowling around. I hope that doesn't sound weird or freaky, but lurking in the background of all of your social media, and there's so much good stuff to share. And then you shared some great new slides that you guys are working on and some new projects. And so I just got this great vibe. And so I get excited because I'm kind of working behind the scenes, but then we get to do this live. You're really here. This is Gun Media. So is there anything we should know about this logo besides that it's awesome?
No, I mean, it's just, we try to keep it simple, relevant, edgy. And yeah, like we like the pop of orange. We find when we transcribe it onto our self promo, it looks really sharp. And yeah, like when you see our team out on installs, which you'll see down the road as we do large format printing, they're always very recognizable. So just from our simple branding to the color coordination that we do on our clothing, it's just, we really like it. It's really cool and very edgy.
It's well done. Yeah, it's well done. I love the gun media. And I saw a few places in your Instagram where you would use just the G. I'm always a big fan of that.
I'm actually wearing a Roots jacket. I don't know if you can see it, but it's one of the Roots new pieces. And we have a little tasteful G on it.
Tone on tone.
So tone on tone, yeah. Nice. Just a little heat transfer to make sure it's there. So
not just a little heat transfer, an epic little heat transfer.
An epic little heat transfer, yeah.
Yes, that's so cool. And it doesn't surprise me, and it wasn't missed on me that you have branding with an edge, and it came across very much so on all of your social media platforms as well as the webpage. So very cool stuff. And I have to say, this next slide even probably got me a little bit more excited, which was if you would like to say almost like an infographic, but it really does talk about how you do what you do and the way in which it's done. This was such a cool graphic. I found it on Facebook. It probably was on your website, but I found it on Facebook first. Yeah. And it just says a lot about you without saying much. Like, there's not a lot of words here, but the ones that are there, critical. So almost like in 4 directions. You've got swag, you've got, so your branded merch over here in the upper left, you've got display, which I think stands for all things outdoor media, wide format media, pop-up, trade show backdrops, signage, etc. Design. I'm so glad that you have design on there. I always think that's a missing piece in our industry. People just don't put enough attention on that, and I'm so glad you guys did.
It's very important. Yeah, we have 2 in-house graphic designers that are just awesome, and yeah, so that we call our wheel. So we generally use that just as a talking point, especially when we're meeting with new organizations to talk about what we do, and it's just sort of a Coles Note step. And what we like about it the most is the fact that it's not actual product, but it's just, like the infographic design of the icons, and shows all 4 talking points of what we're dealing with. Because depending on the client, it might be more swag driven, it might be more printing driven. It gives us all those elements. And also, if they're bringing us in to talk about one of them, they might just not know instantaneously that we deal with all those other elements.
Right.
So it's a really easy, nice, clean way to break it down. And we've been using that for a while now too, and it's still really relevant. So it's a great tool from a sales standpoint.
Love the little pops of orange too. That the little details are big. Jeff, what do you think about this? It's like a cool little puzzle, like a color wheel, or not a color wheel, but a fulfillment wheel. Here's what we do.
Yeah. There's a couple of things I just want to mention. We've said this before, like words matter. And simplicity matters. Branding with edge. It's 3 words, and it's what distinguishes you from other people. And when you go into that simple graphic, it's really simple, and there's not a lot of words, but the words matter, and the messaging, is happening. And so I think when we see, especially as we go forward, kind of the high level of, where you guys are at and how you present your own brand, Gun Media, in all different ways, different configurations, and then that transfers over to how you're going to help your client, your client.
Yeah.
So that, that's my take on that.
I completely agree. It's really important. And yeah, I feel like the simpler you make it, the easier it is. And the more just simple talking points to find out what people are doing, what they might need to do, and to take on that sort of role is really important, and has been really helpful for me, just wearing a sales hat primarily. It's just a simple way to break it down.
Have you guys used that in any self-promotions that you've done, or any?
I don't know if we've used it in self-promo specifically. We have like a card that we've used that we've sent it out to, like just as a thank you card, but I don't know if we've actually used it into any self-promo, but that's a good idea. We should probably do that.
That one's for free. I'm your highest.
Thanks. We'll hire you as a consultant on our self-promo.
Fired up. Jeff, I got another gig. Okay.
All right, side gig, yay! You need another
I just like this used to happen to me, Rhonda, a lot. This used to be kind of one of my I get so upset. I'd walk into one of my key accounts, and I'd realize there was something on the desk that was a promo item, and I'd be like, "What? Where did you get the pens?" And they're like, "Oh, something I found online, or I got."
I know.
you know, and you're just like, okay, I need to feed my family too, brother, here.
I
So
know.
so
We do put that, actually. I just sort of thought it's on the back of our business cards, though. So like,
awesome. There you go.
So that was, I think that's where I mean, we have it in a few applications for like talking points, but we kept it on the back of our card too.
There you go.
So it's always there as well.
A business card qualifies as a promo item too.
It does, right?
Yeah. Printing, wide format. We've got installations to get through, all of this good stuff. Oh, that's so cool. Okay, so I was thrilled to see that. I think it's really smart. A lot of people need this, and I think in our world. So thank you for having it and allowing us to share it, to give people. And we were going to talk a little bit about the fulfillment next. We're not going to dive deep on the actual e-commerce side of it, but just the fact that it looks like you have done an amazing job of curating and allowing the fulfillment side. Now, I love this because it looks like you're pre-curating kits, like you have different themes, right? And so when I saw this, I was like, oh, I can't wait for Rhonda to tell me more about this. So why don't you? What's up with this one?
So this one really started as just the client was looking for something towards the Christmas season. It wasn't specifically being done for Christmas. It was more of just so their advisors could go out, write a handwritten note, and just let them know that they were being thought of, like the clients were. So as we were like, I think when they approached me about it, it was like October. So it was starting to get a little chilly up here. And I saw those mugs. The mugs are from Design Corp, and I've always wanted to use, they're like the camp style, but they're ceramic, not enamel, so they won't like burn your lips when they're full of a hot liquid. And then, I had met Brian from La Tour de Spice through Common SKU, and I think Mark Graham gave me his information. And so I connected with him because I loved his product, and I hadn't had a chance to incorporate it in anything yet.
Right.
So I called him and I said, hey, like, this is what I'm trying to think of. I'm like envisioning like a cozy, like winter kit. So I want to put in a blanket. So I went to our friends at Canada Blanket, and they're great quality blankets that they manufacture. And then, the mugs came from Design Corp. I thought it was important to include 2, just so it was like a spouse situation, or just to have a set. I find even in my cupboard at home, I have so many single mugs that it just annoys me half the time. Like, so I thought if I'm getting this, I want 2, because if it's a really good product, we know it usually gets stolen by someone. So if there's 2, then it hopefully won't. And what I loved about this mug, and I didn't know it until it came in, was when we were prepping the kitting of it. And we always have to like wait till the product comes in to determine the size of box, except like what we need to secure it. And so we were testing the mug, and I had to order like extras. We always do with ceramics to be safe. And I dropped it. So I dropped it on like the ceramic tile in our office just to test to see the shatter. And it didn't even chip. Like, no word of a lie. We're like, wow, that's a heavy duty mug. So we had no shipping concerns at all when those went out. It was very, very mindful. I slept very easy at night after UPS picked them up. So
that is very cool. Well, we know a little bit about La Tour de Spice, don't we, Jeff?
Yeah, they did Tacos with Jay and Jeff, the official seasoning, and maybe if you contact Brian, he's probably got a few around and be happy.
I've still got one. I saved one. So
man.
Nice. Spice it up. Yeah. It's
such
good
a great
stuff.
concept.
He was willing to brand these for us. It's a killer concept. Easy to direct mail or include in a kit like that. So
they do such a great job with creative ideas.
It is creative, super creative.
And it's nice to send people home with something that they can like use, like it's nice to send them home with something that's not just a pen or even a mug, even though I absolutely adore those mugs. But I thought it all went together really well.
Well, that's what I was just going to say. The flow of everything coming together works. And I don't know if you did this on purpose or if this is what you're going in this direction, but this was my takeaway. The fact that you made it, again, simple, maybe that's part of the theme of our show, because similar to your logo and keeping things easy on the eyes and easy to understand. So for me, if I'm a consumer and a future buyer, I see this and I'm like, it all makes sense. I get it. I don't need to overthink this. I don't need to say, but what about this? Or could we put this? It's like you've thought of everything, you've curated it all, and you've made it a connection that I can immediately identify with. So super smart move on your part and your team. If I were you, Rhonda, again, I would take all credit for this.
I do. Yeah, it was my idea. With the client, I work very closely with my clients, so to find out like what they're trying to go for. And then I always like the one thing my pet peeve in our industry is when people ask me like, what's new or like, what should we do? It's like, I always just like to get the information and then take it with me. And it's funny in COVID, I'm not driving as much anymore. And I used to do my best, like sourcing and thinking as I would be driving from meeting to meeting type things. So I've had to sort of channel that in a new way and just go and just think on things. And I agree, simple is better. It's better to do good quality pieces and have people really treasure them when they get them. So
very cool. Well, we have two more of those, more kits that I thought were really appropriate. The onboarding kit, which right now could not be more appropriate. There's a lot of turnover, both the United States and Canada, people looking for their next great job. They want to have a meaningful position. And there's, I don't know what they call it, the reset, the revolution, I don't know. I can't.
Yeah, there's a lot of words going on right now.
It's a word salad as far as I'm concerned. But the turnover is there, and this is a super important way to make that impression of somebody landing in a new job, and they have a career ahead of them. They feel like, wow, they've really thought of me. They really care about me. I've got, again, the branded merch matters, and people feel a lot more connected to a community when we're using that. So that and the summer kit. Eventually, Rhonda, I know you're up there up north. Summer's coming.
It's coming. We're in double digits on Monday, on Sunday. Sorry, it's going up to
like double digits, like 11 or 12, or
it's supposed to be going to 10 Celsius. So I don't know what that translates to in Fahrenheit. I should have looked that up before we talked.
Smoking hot. That's like in the
it's gonna feel hot. We always, not to like circle back, but we always joke when we would go to Vegas in January and we'd see people like literally walking down the strip in Canada Goose jackets, and we're like, guys, like you have no idea.
Yeah. Like,
come hang with us in Ottawa for a week in January.
That's how we are. I won't tell you because we're in Fahrenheit land down here. It's definitely going to be over 70 today in Arizona. So I guess that's like in the 22-ish, 24-ish
which is
area.
Great. I'd love that right now. Yeah, that would be lovely.
Well, we got more than just the weather to talk about, Jeff.
Yes.
I don't know if you know this, but guess what? I fell in love with Gun Media because of your ability to do more than branded merchandise. That you are, branding is more than just promotional product items. Branding is everything. In fact, that's how we got started with the taco connection and the idea of that taco. And I won't get into that today, but this idea of your clients need more than just a business card. They need more than just a cool mug. They also have other signage needs. And the fact that you guys do display and outdoor signage and vehicle wraps, I loved it. And you're doing your own truck or somebody's truck, right?
That's ours. Yeah, that's
that
ours.
looks good.
I like it.
Good.
Yeah, and we do all that in house. We have a great team that wraps the vehicles in house, and we work with the hockey team locally. And it's really cool because I said before, like from a branding standpoint, it's nice even when you're going in to talk to someone about swag. Like I had another client at the beginning of COVID that wanted to do a big thank you on their windows of their building for the frontline workers when COVID started. And it was they're like, Rhonda, who would we go to for this? And I said, us. Like we'll do we'll do that. And then,
but that's a giant advantage to me. That's another reason why I love it.
It is. And you learn about it, right? Like that's one of the things that I really enjoy continually about our industry is a constant, even just that I'm learning. So it's like, even though it's not my wheelhouse specifically, I'm more on the swag side. Like when we went to this particular client and did like a facility tour to see like you're the way the guys who do the installs look, it's just a different way. Like they're instantly measuring without a measuring, you know what I mean? Like they're instantly taking in like barriers or problems that they could see before it starts. So yeah, it's really neat. And it's to see what they can do on such a big scale is pretty phenomenal, actually.
Well, that's what I thought about on talking about a big scale. There's the photo in the center there. If I'm not mistaken, that's the famous. Is it a TH Palace? Is that where they play, or TH Place, or is that a different
the Canadian Tire Center? Yeah.
Oh, CTC. I got them wrong. See, what do I know?
I know it's Canadian Tire is like a version of, I guess, like Home Depot or Lowe's.
Okay, got it.
But it's a Canadian company, yeah.
But this is for the Senators. That's an NHL team, right? That's a big deal. Yeah,
we do a lot of signage for the Senators. Yeah,
I love that.
Very
so whether it's a local, landscaping or engineering company to your own vehicles, I also think that vehicle graphics is something that promotional products folks probably don't pay enough attention to. So if you don't do it yourself, I would strongly recommend that you partner with someone who can, because they probably have a ton of customers that you could work together on.
Yeah.
And those types of graphics, I mean, you're driving around town, people are back. I don't know about you in Ottawa, what's going on in Canada. I mean, hopefully everything's safe and there's not
it's starting to become normal up here too.
We've been kind of pretending to be normal in Arizona for 100 years, but that's, we're crazy and we know it. But the fact is, driving back and forth, having those vehicle graphics is a really cool, visible way to stand out.
Yeah,
I love
it's great.
it.
It's
I'm a
great and
fan.
simple. And again,
You
it's
can
those two are great examples, like ours and the Minto one. It's a great example of it doesn't have to be the whole vehicle. Like those are partial wraps for both of them. So again, it's keeping it simple and not overstating it. And they're very cool, very impressive.
Yeah, I like
A
that
couple
too.
points I want to make. I'm in California. We're crazy. I'll leave it at that. The other point I want to make is on that truck that you started to mention, Rhonda, how it's not just the logo. Again, you've taken part of that logo and then put it into that cab bed area, which makes it look really cool. So I think as we're seeing marketing going forward and branding going forward, it's moving past just the logo.
Yeah.
And here's a great example, seriously, of just taking an element of the logo to enhance the truck rather than just here's the name of the company and here's the logo.
100%.
So I like it.
We all have associations with different things, whether it's sound or colors. And again, if you flip back to the two sides for the onboard kit, one of the things for that, which I wanted to pull with the books, was to just do the client's tertiary colors and not focus as much on the logo, but make it a set of their colors. So it would be a companion piece to everything else that they do. And that's like when you put it, I always think like if you're putting everything together on a table, like it doesn't have to be like super matchy, but as long as it makes sense, it's going to work. Right. So if you keep those things in mind when you're choosing products, whether you're choosing them in, September or now or in a year, if the client's brand hasn't changed at all at any given time, if those show up at the same space, they might not be exactly the same, but they're going to make sense. Right. And that's always been, I know, really important to me when I'm working with my clients, to keep their brand like authenticated. So it's always on point.
That's super smart. Yeah, I love that. And it's cohesive. And again, it's easy to understand. And it's a really, really important branding principle. If you create friction there, if the colors aren't correct, or, if something is like, a logo from many years ago, and then now you've got this new logo and you haven't quite updated everything, those little friction points are tough. They matter. And people sometimes get disjointed and they're like, not sure. And I know it seems small, but in our world, it's a big deal. And I love the fact that you guys are thinking through all of that stuff. Again, great. I love it. I can't tell you what a big fan I am of outdoor signage, vehicle wraps, wide format printing. I'm an inkjet technology guy. So I love this. So nice. I'm like, more of this, please, especially in our industry. But guess what? We've got more, Jeff. There's more than just killer vehicle wraps, because I found some self-promotion that you guys were bragging about on Instagram. And again, the color, the fun, the edginess, the impact that you're making here. Now, it looks cool to me. And of course, who doesn't want another cool planner? I mean, everybody needs something like
100%.
I need this, right? I need this in my life, notes, ideas, goals, just doodling, whatever. But tell me, I'd love to hear about this. Was it a success? Who did you send it to?
It was a success.
What kind of details can you send?
Yeah, so that graphic, I don't know, when you look back at the truck, that whole graphic was designed by one of our designers in-house. It's sort of like a graffiti wall. So we loved the wall so much, we migrated it into some of our self-promo. So this was, I think, one of the first pieces we did with that graffiti graphic. And yeah, we just used those as just to send out. It wasn't really a promotion that we sent out to people, specifically like as a mailer, but just as a thank you. So if we're sending something to, like, even if sometimes when I'm sending something to a client, I'll tuck in a couple of our pieces that are new, because we tend to buy our self-promo in like smaller denominations of it and change it up more. So we're not just sending the same bottle we've been sending out all year round, or the same journal we've been sending out all year round. That's against Scribble, from Spectre, which I am a huge fan of. Like, it's making a custom book. Yeah. It's making a custom book. You can do tip and pages. You can do all over cover branding. You can do inside printing. You can really truly make it a unique piece. I've done it for many clients, and their textured, I think it's their textured surface with their soft touch lamination. It's like, you can use it as a pillow. It's so soft. I just absolutely love it.
A journal as a pillow.
You can. The first time I felt it, I was like, oh my God, this is so soft. Like,
Spectre's going to be like, well, we never actually tried them as pillows.
No. I have my original sample here that they sent me when they launched it. I'm like, what is this? Like, it feels like something. It's not just a book.
That's important, how things feel, the tactileness.
Yeah.
Yeah, it stands out. People want to keep those things, and they'll keep them beyond, something else less impressive comes along. They're going to be like, nope, we're keeping this one. The one from Gun Media is the one I want.
Yeah. They went over well.
I think that's a big deal, and I think little things matter. I love that you're mixing it up with smaller batches more frequently. Jeff, what do you think about that?
Well, I love it, and I'm actually starting to use more journals. We're seeing this journal thing pop up. Is that a trend?
I don't know if it's a trend. Like, I feel like it's coming back, and I know, like, I have always liked writing things down. I find I retain them better if I write them down. If I put notes in my phone, I don't retain it as well.
I'm writing down right now. No,
yeah, and I know, like,
I use them all the time. Look, I got one
Right.
right here. I use it all the time.
And then you keep it, right? Like, all my old books I keep, and then if I ever have to go back and look at something, I can try and find it. But yeah, I feel like most, and even like people who are younger, like in their 20s now, I still find, as much as we rely on our tablets and our computers and our phones, there's something about writing it down that's still tangible. I know a lot of younger people that are still using day timers, like planners, like to write their appointments down. They're still putting it in their phones or their iPads, but you're still writing it down. So I feel like it's almost a new trend, and then it becomes like almost fashion. You know, if you're going to buy your itinerary that you're going to carry with you for the year, I know I take a lot of time picking the one I want out because I want it to match what I'm going to be wearing. I want
Your
it to
style,
like kind of make sense.
Whoa.
Yeah, you know.
That's right. I know, Jeff, you put that much thought into it, don't you?
Well,
I want to like looking. If I'm going to be looking at it for a year, I want to really love what it looks like.
That makes a ton of sense, though.
But it is true. We've really seen some very creative planners or journals, really, you know, on the show that are really effective with branding, and so I think it's great.
Well, this is another one. I love the street art vibe to it, the guitar, the rock and roll, the impact. It looks cool, and you know it's hot when Alyssa Inkrut says these are awesome, and you know, so get a little shout out there. But yeah, good stuff. Love it, love it, love it. So I love the fact that you guys are doing thoughtful, fun, and in creative self-promo. So it's not just logo on thing. You can see that it was kind of an extension of that. So great stuff. I've got another one. When you think about great stuff and you think about having fun, what? When I saw this in your Instagram feed, I was blowing up. I was like, okay, Rhonda is a gymnast. She's hanging out in Tampa.
Amazing.
She's got these giant blow-up solo cups for a country music station. I mean, does it get any more fun than Rhonda? Come on, that's a blast. You must have had a great time.
Oh, it was fantastic. Yeah. It was absolutely fantastic.
I'm guessing that's not you then.
That's not me. No, I wish I could take credit for that.
Oh, come on, we were rolling with it pretty good.
I do work out, but I'm not a gymnast, so.
Well, listen, this is a lot of fun. So you do have a Tampa office, and somebody was doing some inflatables. Again, Jeff, that's a cousin to outdoor installation signage and display graphics. Yeah. So inflatables is in that sign family.
Available in our industry.
I know, and I think this is cool. I think it's underused, and as soon as I saw it, I wanted to share it. It's like the kind of thing that you're like, before I go, I want to do an inflatable, something that's crazy fun. You know,
I know, like who wouldn't, right?
Well, we've thought about this for years in the Promo Kitchen tribe. We thought, you know what we want to do? We're gonna rent some exhibit space at PPAI, and we're gonna have an adult bouncy house. Wouldn't that be a blast? I'm sure it would break all kinds of laws. We'd have to sign away waivers, but to get in that bouncy house, you know, it would be fun, Jeff. Come on, an inflatable bouncy house at PPAI.
Yes, come on for Promo Kitchen.
I know.
Expo 2023, right?
We like to break it up. We like to have a good time, but. I think maybe that might go too far. But anyway, went back to you when I saw these. I was just like, this is so much fun. This is what I want our industry to be about. I want them to be fun and less. I mean, yes, there needs to be a return on the advertising and a return on the marketing spend and all of that. I get that. We want there to be results. And sadly, most people aren't measuring those results anyway, but this also evokes emotion. And that's what our industry does so well, is it evokes that emotion and it creates the fun. And it's just instantly identifiable. Who does not want to go over there and hug it or bounce it or do some crazy gymnastics thing like that?
Or just take it, like you want a picture of yourself in front of it, right? So
a selfie. Yep. And then think about the branding. Think about that music station. I don't know, K-Will or WIL 92.3. Maybe Brandon knows. He's a country music guy. But it's that idea of it's fun, and I'm going to be out in front of this taking pictures. I guarantee you.
Yeah, 100%.
So, good job, Gun Media. Even if it wasn't something that you personally did, Rhonda, I loved it, and I had to share with you. Now we're wrapping up here. We're coming into home. This speaks to fun. When you talk about fun, it could be an outdoor concert like that, those pop-up solo red cups, but it could also be the the back of your office, right?
Yeah.
Outside, it looks like this is maybe where you guys are doing vehicle wraps or
Yeah.
installations, but I don't know who this guy is, but he looks like he knows his way around a grill.
He does. So that's Tyler. He's our controller. And one of our things that we do at Gun Media is every Friday we sort of eat as a family. So we always have lunch together on Fridays. So in the winter when it's cold, they bring it in. But as soon as the weather starts to break, we're all itching because we have barbecues pretty much every Friday in the summer months. And it's A, delicious, and B, it's really nice because it just brings us together as a group because we all have such different roles that throughout the week we don't necessarily see each other a lot of the time. So every Friday we kind of eat as a family, and it gives us all a chance to chat and catch up and laugh and, you know, see what's going on a personal or a professional level and get together. So yeah, that was a whole segment we did on our Instagram last summer.
I saw several of those. I want you to know, Jeff, I only picked 2 of the many. Tyler is
famous. Yeah, there's a lot of them.
Is he available for parties? And
I could ask. You never know.
I think it's so cool. He's got the branded merch. He's wearing the hat. Yeah. He's wearing the apron, and he looks like he's fun but yet serious about the grill. Like don't take those tongs away from him.
He's
you
very
might get
serious.
slapped.
Yeah, 100%.
Before he gets back to crunching numbers after lunch, you know.
Exactly.
So it's kind of like a a nice.
I'm not allowed anywhere near the grill. I always do dishes after.
Ask him if he's ever grilled any tacos on that. And he'll probably look at you like you're crazy. But I have seen some outdoor grilled tacos, and it works. And it's
I can.
But anyway,
being a great idea.
We just wanted to highlight this because I saw how much fun it was. I figured there was more to the story. The fact that your team gets together on most Fridays during the summer months when at least it's not snowing outside in Ottawa, it sounds like a blast. And I think that speaks to culture. It speaks to your own internal tight community. And just what you said, getting together and treating people like friends and family over food. I mean, this is your Anthony Bourdain moment, right? We break down the barriers over food.
Yeah,
and
100%.
I love it. And this just speaks to Gun Media having a good time. Brandon, I know you like your grill. I know you like to get out there and grill it up with the best of them. What do you think about our show today, Brandon? What did you see?
Oh man, so this is awesome. Like I love companies that take marketing and branding way further than just the standard pen or pencil, right? And you guys are doing such a fantastic job up there. I said I'd come back and do the hot and spicy take.
Yes, I've been waiting.
So I wrote down 2 things in my journal. So the hot
there we
take
go.
is, yes, journals have been, will be, and will always be here. No matter how many pieces of digital assets we add, we're always going to have as humans that tactile feel, and that's something that we want to have like right there. One of the big reasons that the phone that I use is called the Galaxy Note is because I like to write things down. So even if I don't have my true pen and paper, I'm still writing something down. So that's a hot take. And then a spicy take is, please heed the advice that you heard here today. Everybody who's watching this, vehicle wraps are a promotional product. It is a massive industry. It is something that I think that there's a lot of people that we just think of it as a secondary industry. But like Jay said, there is probably a professional. If you're not willing to do it yourself, like Gun Media does, there's probably somebody in your area that you can partner up with, and you guys can work together, get some orders on the promotional side on your side, and you can probably send some of your customers over there to get some wraps done. I think those are the hot and spicy takes that I took away from today.
Nice, yeah.
Great wrap, man. Hot and spicy. Brando, bringing it sweet. I love it. That's as good as it gets. Rhonda, you survived the tacos.
I did.
Now you are like going to be so famous. Promo Corner is going to blast this out throughout the universe, and then it's going to live on free.
We're sharing it. You're sharing it.
I share it. Jeff shares it. Complete insanity. Get ready for photo shoots. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, okay. I will.
The phone's not going to stop ringing.
That's right. Well, you guys, that has been Tacos Now. We love you guys being here for this show. If you were sitting here with us and you were enjoying a taco yourself, let us know in the comment section. Let us know in the comment section what you think about journals and vehicle wraps and all the amazing branding that Gun Media has done here and Rhonda has shown us. Rhonda, thank you so much for taking time out of your day to be with us.
Rhonda.
Thank you for having me. It was really fun.
Rhonda, awesome. We love it. Thank you to Gun Media for letting us borrow you for the last 45 minutes. You were an awesome guest. It was a great show.
Awesome. Take care, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Bye.